3, 2, 1.
Zero Zensura, cut the filter, feel the sting. Zero Zensura, hear the raw, unholy ring.
It's so great to be back, ladies and gentlemen. That's right! The trio of grandes ecuatorianos are once again in your face, in your TV screen. Don't adjust your sets, boys and girls, because the cool daddies of wrestling in the Ecuadorian side are back, and we're better than the good guy dolls. I'm Mr. Hollywood, and I would like to welcome you to a brand new edition of Zero, whatever you want to make it, Zensura. That's right. This is the only show where three Ecuatorianos tell it like it is. We do not sugarcoat anything. We tell it like it is. We tell you whether you like it or not, the damn truth about wrestling. And boy, do we have topics today. But you may be wondering, why are we wearing sunglasses when it's in the night? Why are we wearing these black and white colors? It's because, once again, it's the greatest month in professional wrestling. Because not only do we tell the truth, but we say it in a way that is too sweet! That's right, baby! It's the anniversary of the birth of the NWO. Hollywood Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, the innovators of Cool Daddy. Well, it was in WCW, right? But, it made for great television. It made for great storylines. It made for great merch. And of course, there were, the copycats that we also like DX and the other guys, But these are the originators of cool. These three letters mean everything in life. So much that there's a bullet club over there in Japan that has also decided to, we're going to keep this up. And that's great. That's nice. It's very nice. Not very evil. But, it's kind of like, let's keep it up with the times. But hey, guys, the NWO, when you're NWO for life. Welcome to the podcast, Ecuadragon. Bienvenido. How's it going? It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, and I just got to do that, little Johnny Cage. Well, this is the Equadragon, back once again. And by the way, since yesterday, I just turned 40, and welcome to the 40 Club right now. And also, I celebrated 2 months ago. Not only today is the 30th anniversary of the NWO, it's also the 20th anniversary of the one and only, the one you're talking right now, the Equadragon. I got my own merch right here because I started coming on YouTube 20 years ago on May 2006. I am one of the OGs, and I've been here, done that, seen everything. But you know what? 20 years later, I'm still the same son of a bitch who's honest, who's truthful, and I'm going to be brutally honest what we're going to talk about later tonight. So guess what? 30 years of the NWO, and we forever will be NWO for life.
DRC, how's it going? It's been 24 hours.
I know. Well, let's put it this way, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back. 4 months. Yeah, missed us. We do miss you, of course. But here's the thing. For life. But here's one thing I say. If you read this, it's just for today. I put Knicks in 5. That's what it said. Knicks in 5. Win victory, and they won the championship from New York and finally brought it after 53 years. And my man's right here knows it, and everybody knows it. I'm very happy that the New York Knicks are the NBA's champion. Well deserved and well played, well presentation. And by the way, let me tell you this. Argentina is still in this game. And unfortunately, Colombia got eliminated. Shout out to mi gente de Colombia. Saludos, mi gente de Colombia. Mariana, lo siento mucho. Carlitos, lo siento mucho. Mi cuñada Sandra, Rafa, toda mi gente, yo la quiero. Lo siento por Colombia. Pero, hey, también estamos en la casa. Venga, como Homero y Bart. Está aquí, siento espacio para ustedes. So, if you're NWO, you're NWO for life. And if you're with Cero Censura, you're Cero Censura por la vida. Let's do this.
Oh my God! I was so ready to scream out loud about the power of Raw, but oh well. It is what it is. I'm not very thrilled about Argentina. I'm not very thrilled about their selection still being in the World Cup. But hey, it is what it is. And I'm waiting for someone to take them out. Too bad about Colombia.
Swiss.
Yes.
Swiss.
I want the Hammer of Thor to bring Brock down with thunder and lightning to.
And if not, Norway.
Yeah, please, somebody take them out. I want Europe to retain.
I like Norway or France.
I'm gonna go with Norway.
Me too.
Norway, yeah.
Take it away downtown.
Or England. I'm also rooting for England if they want to go for another championship because it's been decades since they became champions. It's been decades. I don't care what y'all said, but
bloody hell, yeah, you're right.
England, if England doesn't make it, then I'll root for Norway. If France
I got Norway
makes it, then they're gonna go after for the third championship. And also Belgium, we never heard of them, but it was shocking to see them beating the United States. So all the hosts are gone. It's unbelievable.
US wasn't prepared. If you watch that game, they were prepared.
Yeah. No disrespect.
It's
no disrespect for you guys because I know that you're living in the US, but was the US election ever ready? Has it ever been ready? I'm saying this. First of all, I want to clear out something because I know there's a lot of English people watching us right now. It's no disrespect, but come on, let's be honest about one thing. Soccer isn't exactly your cup of tea. I can understand basketball, I can understand football, I can understand baseball, but soccer or even wrestling, even though it's sports entertainment, boxing, MMA.
Yeah.
But soccer, well, no disrespect.
Not too much.
No disrespect, by the way.
You can't mess the European teams because we all know for the fact that England is the home of soccer. Or in our country we call it football. It's football. That's what it's called. But we call it football in our country. But also, technically, it's still called football. Football because we call it football right here in America. The other football, I don't know why they call it, but that's the real football. And England is the foundation of the sport. It is modern soccer actually. So you can't mess European teams. I mean, I was rooting for Colombia. I was praying for it. And it just happened. I mean, you cannot mess with European teams. You can't. But wishing some of them, one of them, or even, I mean, the only hope for Latin American countries is Argentina and Spain. I'm rooting for Spain too, even though I have Spaniard blood, just like me and Dorian. We have Spaniard blood.
Yeah. Spain, Italian.
That's how it is. So I'm rooting for them.
Myself Italian.
I got Spain and Italian. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm Italian because I don't have any Italian blood, but I got to find out. I look like one, but I don't know. I might find out.
You look right now like Claudio you look right now like Claudio Castagnoli wearing an NWO shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
And their face Argentina.
I'm gonna take the gimme cough because I'm getting blind. I'm sorry. Let's get back to
normal. Oh man, I know. Let's do this. Okay,
guys. So starting off, we have 3 topics, and I would like to start off with something that happened just 24 hours ago on Monday Night Raw. Of course, we all know that CM Punk has just become the WWE Undisputed Champion. Congrats. Clap, 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 clap. All the yada, yada, yada. But I would like to bring up this. What is next for the Sin City Saint? That's one thing I would like to know. What's next for CM Punk? Yeah, maybe you're saying, oh, but he's going to go against Cody at SummerSlam. Yeah, we all know that he's going to go against Cody at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship. Maybe it's going to be on night 1, maybe it's going to be night 2. But let's just for 1 sec, let's just think about the fact that let's suppose that by some miracle, Punk happens to pass the test of Cody. This is a one-way ticket to SmackDown. So he's going to stay on SmackDown. So what's next for him? Who is it going to be? Who is the next challenger? Who is the guy who's going to step up after the Cody feud? Because let's face it for 1 second. My take on this. Walter has been nerfed enough to not even stand as a contender. So forget about him. Drew McIntyre is way too busy going on his Hollywood vibe. So let's see if he ever comes back. Now, names that could come up. Maybe Damian Priest. But is Priest going to be on the U.S. soil? I don't think so. Taker just got him for AAA. So he's out of the picture. So who's next? Perhaps Powerhouse Hobbs? Does he even work there? Is he still employed? Hold on.
He's working with Solo.
Well, hold on, guys. Hold on. So there's another name that comes to my mind, which could be the next guy. And no, I'm not talking about Randy Orton, by the way. I'm talking about certain royalty of professional wrestling who hasn't won a championship in quite some time. But here's my fear about Prince Devitt, the one you know as Finn Balor. If he gets set up for a run with Punk, I'm very sad to say that it's going to be kind of like a mid-card feud because they're going to feed him, Punk, to somebody even higher. And don't tell me it's going to be Saiyajin. Don't tell me it's going to be Sami Zayn, but I don't see him anymore. He just made the biggest Kofi Kingston championship run ever since the days of Kane. So, my choice would be this is the time for Prince Devitt to finally step up. But knowing the way that TKO is booking this entire bowl of shit, they're gonna do another feud for Punk, or they're just gonna put him in between feuds so he can be feed. Not like Ryback, by the way. So, who's next? Hopefully for me, it's Prince Devitt. Who else? Man, I don't see anybody unless they decide to bring Joe Hendry back down to SmackDown, which I don't see happening because he's way too busy in Raw, pulling the hair out of Logan Paul with his song and all that stuff. Is it ironic that some big name from TNA got down to a feud with Logan Paul of all people? But hey, that's my take. And yeah, maybe somewhere down the line, and this is if Punk survives Cody Rhodes, the Cody Rhodes Vortex, maybe somewhere down the line we could get a match with Randy Orton. But I don't see that happening, at least not in the near future. Fresh up on Monday Night Raw, I'm going to start off with Dorian because he was with me last night. So what's your take on this situation? Let's just go with the fact that Punk is gonna face Cody at SummerSlam. He passes the Cody test. What's next? In your mind, in your view, who should Punk work with?
I think what you said about is Finn Balor, it's just that the thing is you have to build Balor more because right now he's gonna be feuding with Tama and Hikuleo, I'm gonna say, not Tala, but those guys they're gonna start with those feud. And I think for me personally, they should, maybe swap someone from Raw. Let's say if Rollins don't beat Roman, because Rollins never been on SmackDown with all this time to stay. So I think maybe a movement for him to go to SmackDown could probably be a good change for him to head to SmackDown to feud with him. And NXT call-ups, let's see who be ready for him. I mean, what do you got? D'Angelo, maybe soon he's gonna come. Tony D'Angelo, maybe pretty soon to be called up, maybe a big challenge. A test of water with him and Punk. Let's see. And who's another guy? Oh, wait a minute. Remember we talked about last time about division?
Mm-hmm.
If you're breaking up Bronson Reed, I would send him to SmackDown and go after Punk. I would do that because if you're moving on from the division, and let's say for the sake of if Paul Heyman is going to focus with Steiner Jr., which I wish they would, but no, now they're still with the stupid tag team thing. They should have moved on from this, and then Logan Paul and Austin Theory should be a team right there themselves, and Steiner and Paul Heyman would have been together perfectly. And then what's next for Bronson Reed coming back from an injury, moving on to SmackDown, and Paul Heyman could feature it right there to give him the opportunity for the world champion. So I would put it in the top one. So if you're gonna switch two people that from Raw, Seth Rollins, because I want another opportunity for that for the title right there. One, and two, if Bronson will do, I will do Bronson Reed, and then with Finn Balor when the time is over from there. And also remember one more, LA Knight, bring him back to SmackDown because Raw is dead in waters for him.
The problem with it's not a bad idea, but I do have a little kind of like a little problem with what you said, and it was the battle, and it has to do with Bronson Reed. I know that Big Jonah could be prepared for a run, perhaps not a world championship run, but at least a run chasing Punk. But you would have to build him some credibility because after all, he's being injured, he's being out. So to me, and I'm gonna tag it while I'm on this one. I think that the proper guy if we're gonna talk about division, I think that the guy who should go for the run on Punk on SmackDown should be Steiner, should be Braun Breaker.
I'm gonna give you that one because I said I'm putting mine as Reed because I would like him to get the run for it because I'm a huge fan. He's a good guy, but I do want Steiner. But let's see how they're gonna pursue that.
That's the problem that I see, and that's what and now I'm tagging Ega Quadragon on this one. Who do you think should be running for Punk's WWE Championship after the Cody match?
I was gonna say it, and you guys answered my question. Braun Breaker. The reason why I'm saying this is because the last time Braun fought against CM Punk, we were predicting that this guy was going to win the championship, the World Constellation Championship, and it didn't happen. Now, since CM Punk has the major top title in WWE, I think Bronson. I keep saying Bronson, or Bronson, whatever you want. Braun Breaker should be the right competitor and the next contender for that championship at SummerSlam. But I know for the fact people's going to say, he doesn't look like it, at the biggest stage and the biggest party of the summer. But I think he is like the perfect next opponent for CM Punk because I believe they still got unfinished business and they still don't like each other. They still hate each other ever since last year, almost in the end of the year. And they still got some unfinished business. And now the Vision, which is kind of like, I know they're going to break up because the Vision doesn't feel like a vision because I see a vision that they're going to break up. That's my vision. No pun intended. Now, for what Dorian said about Bronson Reed, it's going to take some time to make him a contender for the World Championship. He does kind of look like a guy who could probably compete against the IC title. I could see that. He's already been tagging with Braun Breaker and stuff. And my answer is that I prefer Braun Breaker because, like I said, unfinished business. It's perfect for him to be next in line to face CM Punk for that title at SummerSlam because we had planned. We were talking about this a couple of times that we wanted Braun to win against CM Punk for the title, like from time to time, and I think he's the perfect contender for SummerSlam. Now, you mentioned Finn Balor. I love Finn Balor too. I've been a fan of his ever since his New Japan days before he went to the WWE. And we all know he came from up and down from his career, from becoming like NXT champion, then IC champion, then tag team champion, then later on the Velvet Red championship title, which I was there like 10 years ago when he won that disgusting ugly belt. and then he got injured like 24 hours later. Now, I wish he would compete for the title and win it, but you know how TKO is. They're not going to do it. They're not going to push this guy. I mean, we all know that if Triple H did have the authority and power and the free will to book Finn Balor to win the belt, he would do it. But we all know that the true creative power is fucking TKO. We all know that. And we can't do anything for Finn Balor. I want Finn Balor to win the title. I want him to face CM Punk. It'll be an interesting feud between the real rock and roller, because that's his nickname from Japan, against the Sin City Saint, you said on Hollywood. I mean, you mean the second City Saint. I'm just trying to give you a correction and stuff. but yeah, like, I prefer Braun Breaker to become the next contender for CM Punk's WWE Championship at SummerSlam, because I believe their story's not over yet. I mean, yeah, they fought each other like what? The last time they fought each other was like in the beginning of January for
I was there.
That first episode. You were there? So yeah.
Yeah,
so
Stranger Things.
It didn't feel. Yeah, exactly. And also, it was Stranger Things that it wasn't really a good of a match. I mean, the match was all right, but it felt like it was unfinished business. You know. Now that Punk has the title, I think Braun would rather go after that championship at SummerSlam. But if he's gonna like defend that title against two different opponents, I mean, like if you want to talk about Punk defending the title in 2 nights, because I don't know if he's a fighting champion, because you know now we know the true colors of one Phil Brooks right now. It would be, let's see, for night 1, if Punk wants to defend that title for 2 nights, because we all know the situation with Obafemi. And almost forgot about Obafemi. Did Obafemi confirm anything which title he chose? I mean, I'm asking you guys. Did he say anything like which title he's going to go after? Did he?
Not yet.
Before he won.
So you almost forgot.
Before he won.
Yeah. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Before he won. A week before, he told Busso, after I beat you, I'm going after the other family. And he already said that once he wins that, he wants the Goatee. But who knows? So maybe going after Punk. I would love to see that.
So, guys, you see that? You almost forgot one guy, guys. Not only Braun Breaker, it could be Obafemi, because he has to end the business with Brock Lesnar. And remember, there's 2 nights at SummerSlam. And remember that he is the winner of the King of the Ring tournament, because the winner has to face the champion, either the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Championship. You don't know who, because Roman Reigns already got an opponent now for night 1, which is Seth fucking Rollins.
What if I told you? What if I told you?
Go ahead.
What if I told you that they're saving it for WrestleMania? Oba actually is gonna go for Roman, but they want it at WrestleMania. So you know what that means.
I mean, I get it, but I don't understand why they made these rules that if you win the tournament, you get a championship title shot at SummerSlam, but you're gonna like hold that title shot till WrestleMania. I mean, I know money, but it's WWE. You know how they make the rules and they break the rules and make things no sense. No wonder that the Royal Rumble's not that important anymore. Over the years, it's kind of pathetic. It's pretty sad. But like I said, my answer is this. I would say this for Punk. Night 1 would be Braun Breaker, and just my guess, night 2, if he says he's the fighting champion, night 2 he wants to defend that title, to be Obafemi. So Obafemi night 2, Braun Breaker night 1 at SummerSlam. Yeah.
Well, we'll see how that develops, but I'm pretty sure that as bookers, we're for WWE, we're better off dreaming, because they're not going to listen to us.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen. They're going to wait all the way to WrestleMania. And speaking of champions, we're going to get to our second topic in just a short, but let's read some comments that we got over here. Agustin, greetings desde ringside. Agustin, welcome. Zero Zensura, welcome también. Agustin, bienvenido. Argentina en cuarto. Y Colombia eliminado. Okay. Damn. Ecuadragón Braun Breaker, eres tú. If you do the Steiner math, that will be more than surprise. Zero Zensura Hansen. Messi, you are cursed. Please, Danhausen, please. Listen to this broadcast. Curse the Argentina team, please. Okay.
Just curse Messi.
really bugs me is that there are 11 guys in one team and they all have to depend on one.
Yes.
Does that make a team? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. At least in the Maradona times, they all depended on each other. Now, all of a sudden, we have an Argentinian selection that depends on one guy. Jesus.
Yeah. That's what happened to Ender Valencia, who fucked everything up. The captain of our country. What happened to him?
Please don't remind me.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Everyone, he was our captain, and he fucked everything up, man. Especially with Mexico. Fucking clown.
We've been wanting him to sit on the bench. I don't know what the hell the blonde dude was thinking about. You know what I'm saying?
He's a fucking idiot. He's an idiot.
Exactly.
Wait. And guess what? I know you guys don't like Argentina, but the head coach, he's from there too. I can say your pain right now. I can say your pain.
You had to remind me. I had tried to. You know how many times I tried to find myself over the fact that our head coach is. Jesus,
Yeah,
I'm telling you. Don't remind me, and you keep reminding me, please.
Yeah.
Take a five. Take a five. Okay, someone who's not taking a five on the wrestling news is this guy over here that has already finished up all his commitments with total nonstop action. But here is the question: where would he be heading? What is the future for one Mike Santana? Okay. In the grapevine, there's a lot of talk that he's practically WWE bound, that he's signed, sealed, and delivered. Now, here begs the question. If he's signed, sealed, delivered, and bound to WWE, where is he going to go? Is he going to go to NXT, or is he going to go directly to the main roster? And if he does not go to WWE, where is he heading? Is he going to go back to House of Glory? Is he going to go to Japan? Perhaps he's going to show up on GCW. Perhaps he's gonna I don't know, maybe, and this is my betting, which of course I would love for Mark Calloway to listen to this. Please sign this guy for AAA. Please sign Mike Santana for AAA. Now, don't look at me like that, Dorian. Wait.
No. That's not a bad idea. No, I agree with. No, you know what? That's not a bad idea because
I was thinking the same thing.
You know what? Let me say this. I think he's going to WWE. I'm sure of it. But if they're going to do something in the main roster, what's the plan? You know, if Undertaker knows what to do with this guy, put him with there. And I think, remember, ¿Dónde están perros? ¿Dónde está perros? I can see him being part of that. El perro de mar. He'll be perfect for that. And then going after the AAA World Champion, you know, I would love that.
Yeah, but let's just
I
wait.
agree. I agree.
If the Undertaker has enough sense,
I will do it.
he will take him. He
Me too.
will take him because here's the thing: Mike Santana is one hell of a package. He's a great wrestler. He's great on the mic. He has been champion of TNA. He has been champion in a lot of organizations, tag team champion, world champion. That's great. But
He's our people champs in New York.
Okay. But what's going to happen if he shows up in WWE? Will they change his attire? Will they change his name? Will he then tell him to go down? Remember, folks, if he starts off on NXT, he has to adapt to the ring of NXT, and then he has to readapt to the WWE main roster ring. And I don't know if you fellas have seen that. Let's tickle away a little bit from Mike, and let's kind of like sideway into some of the NXT call-ups. They have been botching their asses, especially Sol Ruca, which of course it's kind of like depressing because it's kind of like they don't adapt. The guys that get called from NXT don't adapt to main roster rings. This is my fear for Mike. He has to adapt to the WWE environment. He needs to adapt, and the only way I see it is either he gets into Evolve or he goes to NXT. But please do not put him in the main roster. But let's for 1 second, let's jump the fact that he's heading to the WWE. Where would he go? What is the future for him? Where do we see him? Okay, you guys might be saying, "Oh, he's going to AEW." Forget it. He's not stepping there anymore. He wanted so badly out of that place. He went to TNA and he became a champion. Unfortunately, TNA dropped the ball with him, just like they did with Joe Hendry. But what's the future? Let's forget about WWE. Let's forget about WWE. Where would he go? What is he going to do? Where are they going to receive him? Ecuadragon, your call.
There's no way he's going to go to AEW because, like you guys said, he doesn't want to go there. He doesn't want to go back there. He been wanting to get out of there for many, many years, especially having issues with his former partner, which is Ortiz. So my honest take, AAA is the best option. Like what Dorian said, what Hollywood said, I agree. If he goes to Mexico, not Mexico, Mexico. In case you people, non-Latinos who are watching right now, that's how we pronounce it as Latinos, Mexico. Just in case anybody wants to pronounce that correctly. So yeah, AAA will be perfect for him and see how Undertaker could like probably book him himself. And also don't forget we have a certain Boricua who's right now in AAA and he might probably pursue the AAA title. Now imagine if Mike Santana makes his debut, and I hope they'll become tag team partners. You know, because I know they're both Puerto Rican and all, but I want to see a feud between these two guys. Now imagine the promo on both of these guys talking back and forth, and plus both of them are from New York, and they're like amazing.
Puerto Rican roots.
They got Puerto Rican roots, of course. Puerto Rican roots. They can talk on the mic. They can freaking wrestle. They can go. They got presence, and they're really good. They're good influence for the Latino community, for our people over there in Mexico, also. Now, AAA is the best option, just in case. But if he doesn't want to like be associated with the WWE, where he's going to go? Best option? Maybe he has to go to Europe, maybe one of those promotions in Europe, or he could go to Japan, either New Japan Pro Wrestling or Pro Wrestling Noah. Pro Wrestling Noah is associated with the WWE. He could compete over there too, or probably best yet of all, maybe the best option of all, the independents, because that's how he became a superstar in the independent scene. Me and Dorian, we witnessed his evolution for like maybe more than a decade. You know that, right, Dorian? You and I, we've seen this guy evolved from becoming a tag team to a main eventer. We've seen him as a main eventer, but like not in. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
And more involved in just besides a performer, our friendship. That's the one thing more important with him.
Exactly.
Is our friendship bound with music, and our Latino culture, with him representing Puerto Rico and me representing Ecuador. I mean, you too, Carlos, as us Ecuadorians, we represented proud.
And also not only represent our Latino community and also like in the independence. Most important of all, from New York, because you and I, we were born in New York. He's from New York. He represents New York and Latinos for all of us over there too. I wouldn't mind letting him stay in the independence, because if he doesn't want to go to AEW, that's okay, because he's been wanting to get the fuck out of there for many, many years. So if he goes to the main roster, that's my biggest concern. My biggest concern is what are you going to tell him to do? What do you have to change his personality, his character, and also his name? I mean, I thought Mike said it was his real name, but I checked online. That's not his real name. No, turns out that is not his real name. That's his independence name. And I hope that since he's out of TNA, I hope he did plan and I hope he did bought the rights for that name, because you guys remember when he made his debut in NXT, he debuted as Mike Santana, because if he signs with the WWE and go to NXT, they might force him to change his name. And they're going to say, okay, so who is this guy? He looks like Mike Santana. They're going to have some confusion with the fans. They're going to make us look, I mean, we're not stupid. I mean, there's wrestling fans who are fucking dumb as hell, and they say, hey, this guy looks like Mike Santana. Well, no shit. He changed his name. So hopefully he does change his name. Hopefully he changed his name, and I know I heard you. So hopefully he doesn't change his name. I hope he does bought the rights for the Mike Santana name and trademark and everything on it while he was in TNA, before he knew that his contract was about to expire. I hope he does. So my honest take, independence, or if he goes associated with WWE, he should go to AAA. But if he goes to the other path, if he goes to New Japan, he'll make an impact. But the thing is, I don't know how he's going to work with New Japan because New Japan are partners with his former employer, which the one place that he doesn't like. He doesn't like AEW. So I don't know how he's going to work with them. So AAA or independence for AAA or independence for my Santana. So I wish him the best of luck. If he goes to WWE, please, I hope they know what he's doing with him, man. So I wish him luck. I hope he does go to the main roster. And yeah, AAA or the independence for my Santana.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this off the record a little bit. I mean, he don't have no problem with his partner. It's just that it's a disagreement with everything that, you know, when him wants to evolve to something and the other one is just wants to be on his own zone, you know? So that's why Santana wants to do something else. But he has no problem with Ortiz. He has no problem with AEW. It's just that it's not going to grow him. That's why he wants to get out of there, because it's not going to grow him to be and the person that he should be in the next level. Look at, for example, Big Cass. What's his name? Morrison. BW Morrison. No. What's his name?
Big Cass.
Big Bill.
Big Cass. Yeah.
Big Bill.
Big Bill. Okay, Big Bill. Look at Big Bill.
Yeah.
They should have built him to be something, and they dropped the ball on him. That's why his contract is up. He's leaving. So that's why Santana's afraid of that. So that's why he's like, nah, it's no point.
Yeah, the biggest thing that Big Cass did ever was being Jericho's lackey. So
yeah, and it didn't.
That's all the best you could do
anyway. Yeah, and also like what I meant like problem is not like in a personal way, like literally a professional way, like disagreement with Ortiz and AEW. I mean, I know that he loves AEW. It's just that he doesn't want to go back there because he was becoming a bigger star than his former partner. So, but that's how it is for Ortiz, and he did prove himself to be a main eventer, and I'm happy for him. So let's see how it goes. When I hope so.
Ortiz?
Yeah.
And what happened to Ortiz?
Yeah.
So Mike goes out and becomes the world champion of one of the big organizations, and Ortiz is just left out and is hanging out to dry. So
yeah, and I cannot believe that Ortiz is still in AEW, because we didn't see this guy like what, a year and a half, and he made his appearance out of nowhere for it was Double or Nothing. He made one appearance along with Eddie Kingston. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the video. He was there one appearance, and then he never came back, and he went back to wherever he is right now.
Why are you surprised? Why are you surprised? He's AEW. I mean, I am not surprised that there are people under contract that have.
Yeah, it's astonishing. It's exactly. It's mind blowing.
They have done absolutely nothing. I mean, why are you surprised?
And that's why that's why they're like, they're letting their contracts expire. And also, it's kind of surprising that some of the talent who's been in the back for years and they're still in the contract. I mean, I don't get that shit. I mean, hey, I know you guys thinking right now. I know what you're thinking right now. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what kind of practice they have, but I got nothing to say.
I want that job. But
hey, me too. Better than WWE. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you got me on that one.
Yeah, I got you right there.
Speaking of jobs, and I'm not talking about the job of letting somebody else pin you. Apparently, there's one guy who might not be out of a job. Why is he out of a job? Because he's not going to resign. And why is he not out of a job? Because let's face it, folks, he's going to get calls from just about everybody in the world. Every wrestling organization is going to be lining up to call his number. He's going to go off the hook. But where will he go? But the question is, did WWE drop the ball with this guy, with Sheamus, if you ask me, this would have been a great time to bring him back. This would have been the opportunity of a lifetime to bring a main eventer like Sheamus back on action. Now, here's the thing. Sheamus at one time said that he is not interested in becoming a world champion anymore. He doesn't care about that world title. He doesn't care about the World Constellation Championship, aka the WCW World Title. He doesn't care about the WWE Undisputed Championship. He doesn't want the tag team belts. He doesn't want the United States Championship. He doesn't want to be King of the Ring again. All he ever wanted was that goddamn Intercontinental Championship. He was on his way. He was on his way, and here's what I say. You guys dropped the ball. It wouldn't be the first time. You put Sheamus in a banger after banger match with the Ring General Walter when he was the Intercontinental Champion. He was the chosen one to take the belt off of Walter. But no, they had to go Bryan Danielson on WWE Universe's ass. And let's not put Sheamus. He gives too much bangers. Let's put Sami Zayn to win the belt at WrestleMania. Before that, we had one of the greatest WrestleMania Intercontinental title matches ever since Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and the Macho Man Randy Savage at WrestleMania 3. We had Drew McIntyre against Walter, against Sheamus for the Intercontinental Championships, a match that I see over and over and over every time I get a chance, and I never get bored of it. And they put him with Sami Zayn to beat Walter, when they also had Chad Gable to beat him for the Intercontinental Championship. But no. And what the hell is going on, you may ask, if in case you've been living under a rock, here's the deal. TKO, by some weird reason, has decided to cut expenses. They're making fucking money. They're making more money than they ever did in their entire life. CM Punk predicted it, and he came true in the infamous pipe bomb. Yeah, you can go ahead, Google it up, YouTube it. You're gonna see it. WWE is gonna make more money when Vince McMahon is gone, and so they did. Bravo! Huzzah! Hurrah! Punk is a messiah. What? Even though they're not touring that much and they're not doing live shows anymore for crying out loud, they started to do pay cuts. And one of them was Sheamus. So, after all these years of hard work and service, Sheamus decided to take a back step. And he said, no way. I'm not cutting my deal. I'm not cutting any zeros. I'm not cutting shit. I'm not even cutting the lawn. So guess what? They approach him, and here's a little thing you guys might not know. It was TKO who said, "How about we cut your salary?" Sheamus said no, and the entire WWE stood with him. They felt that TKO was insulting Sheamus after all these years of hard work and service. And banger after burger after banger after burger. Yeah, I mixed the Drew McIntyre chant and the banger after banger thing. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But anywho, so here's the thing. Sheamus is walking out with the WWE, out of WWE, I'm sorry. And guess who's calling at the door? Guess who? There's a certain guy who wears a scarf, and he's daring Sheamus to walk in that door. Yeah, MJF has already called him out, saying that he dares to go all elite. But más allá de eso, more than that, is the fact that WWE could have used Sheamus as perhaps as a working horse for one final run at the Intercontinental Championship and make him win it so he can complete his story. But no, Guts. 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 And you got Roman Reigns, who's working 1 day at a week every 5 weeks. And he's getting shitload of money. Why am I not surprised? D-Man, you're up. Wait, before you go, you say your say. I wanted to tag you in because I know you've been waiting since last night to say this. I was gonna do the noticias de the ringside thing, but I thought that it would be better if we leave it for today. So the mic is yours, my friend.
All
Make
right.
him think.
So we completely missed out the first 4 months about all the going on releases and all the bullshit budget cuts. So let me start off with this one. I know it's going to be off the topic about it. Start off with the New Day. I applaud Kofi and Austin. What was his name? Austin Creed for standing up. For standing up, for saying no, I'm not redoing my contract. Just give us a release. For those, ladies and gentlemen, you don't. We're already known about this. It's unfortunately the reason why they asked them to take a pay cut, and especially guys like these two, been there for almost 20 years and won 15 years. That could have been a lighter and being a spokesperson, endorsements, and all that. They chose to want to get the pay cut just for them greedy ass to get their money. For the owners, for the president, the chief officer, everybody wants to get their share of money, and they take a pay cut for them. Yeah, we're not going to do that. That's why they stepped away from it. So now to the point of Sheamus. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Because they could have used him for after the Cody and Punk feud. They could have used him. But even though he doesn't need the world title, they could use him. They could use him. And then built a storyline for the Intercontinental Champion. They dropped the ball on Cash at the Castle. They could have given him that title. Nope. They didn't do that. They could have given him a WrestleMania. No, they didn't do that. They could have been an opponent for okay. The whole Sami Zayn story about the Intercontinental Champion. Here's what was the original plans. And Mr. Hollywood will be here. The original plan was supposed to be El Papucho versus Sami Zayn. And the original plan was supposed to be Walter versus Brock Lesnar. And supposedly Brock Lesnar was going to win the Intercontinental Champion. And I think Brock Lesnar turned it down, but he didn't turn down the fight for Walter. He just turned down the belt because he doesn't want to carry belts anymore, if you get my drift. So I would have done a plan is give it to Chad Gable or give it to Sheamus if you're going to drop the title. But no, out of all the people, Triple H and whoever the decision makers of that, y'all dropped the ball on that one, and you give it to a guy that don't need it. Don't need it. He already been Intercontinental Champion. Didn't need it. You needed to give it to someone that never had the Intercontinental Champion, like Walter and Chad Gable. But no. You got to give it to a person that's already been champion already. That will piss me off about that. So back to the topic. So Sheamus. So these, pardon my language and in advance, these mofo, I don't want to curse. I don't want to give flag for this one. So those guys really wanted to get him to get pay cut because they disrespect his value. They disrespect his years of service. They disrespect a guy that it's been a life there. Guy could give a good match for everybody. Never, and I'm going to say this, never had a bad match. You never had a bad match with Sheamus. You never have a bad match with this man. I praise him very high. since he won the WWE champion against Cena, he proved to me that he's a go-to. Remember in the beginning, you're like, who the hell is this guy? You know, like for example, Brock Lesnar back in 2002. Sheamus is another guy. My God, they evolving very fast and everybody, and I can see why Vince. I'm gonna give this man credit. I'm talking about Vince. Give him credit for this because they see a value in this guy, and quite frankly, he was right. He's truly a valuable guy. Very nice guy in real life, I heard, and a huge soccer fan. You gotta love a guy that he loves his soccers, you know? He always enjoy watching and always talking. And more importantly, he's very happy in Tennessee. And by the way, congratulations. He's going to be a dad for the first time. Another shout out for Sheamus. He's going to be a dad. Bravo, Sheamus. So, hey, let me give you advice. If you're going to have a girl, welcome to the Girl Dads Club. If you're having a girl. So I'm going to say congratulations in advance for welcome to parenthood, both you and your wife. If it's a girl, enjoy, brother. Congratulations. And I hope for you sake to go wherever makes you happy. That's what I'm going to say. Whatever makes you happy, whatever it makes you give you the bangers after bangers after bangers and after bangers. I hope to see you in House of Glory. And I would say in front of you, I'm going to say, thank you so much. I know you're not done, but I'm just going to say thank you for entertaining us, enjoying seeing you in live events, and enjoying you as a person in the TV and talk about you that shows excellent matches, excellent presentation with your character, your heel turn, and I never forget the mohawk too in those things and stuff that you made Vince McMahon say, it looks stupid, damn it. It looks stupid, damn it. And I love the bar too. That was the fun part. So, Sheamus, I'll see you out there. Hopefully you're in House of Glory. I'm looking forward to seeing you with my boy Equa Dragon. I wish Hollywood would be with us. We're always going to be represented and say all three of us got a picture with Sheamus. Dragon, all yours.
Let's not forget, before
All right.
what I want to say, let's not forget that he also was part of a feature film. He was Rocksteady in the reboot of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So
right, Michael Bay movie.
Film, yeah,
the Michael Bay movie.
The second film, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, you're safe.
Okay, well, let's see. Well, since Augustine earlier today said about that looked like Braun Breaker, let me give you a whack-ass Steiner math. Okay, so we got 50% of Shame for Pain, 50% of Lobster Head, plus the 50% of Charismatic, and another 50% of Crabberhead, Boxerhead. I know the lyrics from his theme song because it's a Shame for Pain. But then again, you subtract 50% of the pay cut from TKO, and then 50% of his loyalty with this damn company. So there's your Steiner math. So there you go, TKO. You're welcome. So anyway, when I heard this news from a friend of mine who's also Ecuadorian, he's from New Jersey, he showed me a photo revealing some details regarding Sheamus's, soon-to-be exit from WWE. And it's not. I didn't say it was expected. It was unexpected because you know that this man has been in this company for like probably he debuted like in 2008 or 2007. I can't remember, man. Like
2006, I believe he debuted it.
So 20. So yeah, because the only thing I remember right now was that in 2007, 2008, that's when he did beat John Cena for the WWE title in the table match. I remember that.
Yeah.
And yeah, like he had this unique look, like unique appearance, the accent, the hair, everything like that. And also I read his background regarding that he was a fat kid, just like I was a fat kid too, being picked on, bullied, and then he worked out and got big and strong and stuff like that. And there you go. And I could not believe the news when I heard that. Like first the New Day back in May, I think back in May, when I found out that New Day was leaving, and now Sheamus. I couldn't believe it. And I am so sad for the fact that they never gave him his lifelong dream to become IC champion. And you know, it looks like from like Dorian knows about this, you know about this. I realized that the Intercontinental Championship in the WWE, and I'm saying this with all honesty, it feels like it's like the most important title, and probably the true top title in WWE, then the major championship, which is the WWE title and the World Heavyweight title, because everyone wants that belt. I mean, you had amazing talent, amazing technicians in professional wrestling who hold that championship for decades. Now I can see why Dorian likes that belt. Wrestlers who are wrestling now in WWE, they don't want to go after the major titles. They want to go after the IC title, because that IC title is like probably has more prestige than the major titles. It's true. It's embarrassing. And yeah, I feel like that's the workhorse championship title, because that belt, not deserve, earned. I mean, it earns to have their owner and one last holder, which is Sheamus, and Sheamus should have had that one opportunity. If they knew that this man was not going to resign, they should have gave him a chance. And I'm going to get to that later. I'm going to get that later. I'm going to say what I have to say. They should have gave him that opportunity to win that belt. And also 3 years ago at WrestleMania, what Dorian said, that was his last chance. That was his golden opportunity to win that belt, and they screwed it up. You know what? I'm going to curse. I don't care. I'm sorry. They fucked it up. They fucked it up with the booking. He should have won that match. It was an amazing match, that trios match. It was awesome. He should have won that belt. Sheamus is one hell of a character. In real life, I heard that he's a really great guy, nice person, good influence, good role model to the kids and to certain people who are really good friends with him. And also, he has a very successful YouTube channel, because I even checked out his channel. Great. I mean, it's a great channel, having all these WWE superstars being guests on his channel, showing up their workouts and stuff. Now, that's my concern too. Like, if he's going to leave WWE, will he bring some of his friends in WWE to be appearing in his YouTube channel? I don't know. Because, he wasn't, I mean, he never had any, I mean, I heard he never had a bad day. He never had any complaints or fought or any beef with any of his colleagues in the WWE, which is pretty good for him, because, he's a hard worker, funny guy, wonderful, wonderful person. And yeah, like, I just hope that he goes somewhere else. But here's the thing I want to say. I believe that if he continues to wrestle, I prefer he'd rather go to independence or travel the world. I mean, I know that Augustine said it, All Elite. I know people say, oh, he can go All Elite because he can reunite with Claudio Castagnoli. Yeah, I know. I'm going to ask you a question, Agustin. Yo voy a responder su respuesta. The question is, if he goes to AEW, how is he going to interact with his former partner, his former bar member, who is now with the plumbing industry? Because I don't know how they're gonna interact, because there's no way that Sheamus is going to join the Death Riders. I can't see it. I mean, if he goes to AEW, he can go solo. I mean, I can say that, but I don't really see Sheamus going to AEW. I don't see it. Maybe as an independent wrestler. I mean, if he goes to House of Glory, I would love to see him. I would love to meet him there. If he goes to New Japan, he would probably be a great attraction, because don't forget, Japan is the land that loves and also attracts gaijin talent. Gaijin meaning outsider and foreigner in Japanese. They love their foreign talents, and he will be a great attraction over there in Japan, because Japan loves weird shit, like weird people with their faces and stuff, just like me, and they will love that. So I know that Sheamus, if he goes to AEW, well, best of luck. I hope he does go well. I don't know how he's going to interact with Claudio in AEW, but I suggest he'd rather go to independent, which would be more fun, because he really is a very good person, great guy, and he would probably interact well with the other talent from outside WWE. Also, what Dorian said about Tennessee, I don't know if Dorian's listening. He's not living in Tennessee. Get this, I don't know if he's hearing me, and probably you're going to hear me this, but guess what? Here's something interesting. He's not living in Tennessee. Sheamus As a matter of fact, he lives next to my town, next to Bayonne. He lives in Jersey City with his wife.
Wow.
Don't you hear? Don't you hear me?
Yeah.
He lives in Jersey City. He lives in Jersey City. He doesn't live in Tennessee. He lives in Jersey City, next to my town. So
hey,
just in case that I don't know what happened.
I hope you bumped into him.
Man. I hope so because I went to a store in Bayonne and some guy said, yeah, you know that he's a wrestling fan. He said that, I actually saw Sheamus walking around in Jersey City, and it's revealed that he lived with his wife because his wife is working somewhere else in Jersey City and decided to move over there, and now he's settling down in some part of Jersey City. So just in case for anybody knows, Jersey City is it's a town that is like probably 30 minutes from New York City if you drive by car. So in Jersey City, there's an area that has like, like in Ecuador and Guayaquil, they got the barrio, the ghetto. But he lives in an area that has some luxury apartments, and the people who are, has money, who are celebrities, and there's celebrities who live in Jersey City. So Sheamus is living around that part right there. For the people who are, who has business jobs, who are entertainment and stuff like that in that certain area. It's like in California, that the Valley, like for people who are like rich and stuff like that, he lives in that part over there in Jersey City. So yeah, so he lives next to my city. He lives next town to me, man. It's crazy as hell. I mean, and hopefully I can see him in public, like when I walk around Jersey City. But also, I'm really surprised that I found out he's going to be a father, and I'm happy for him. Congratulations to Sheamus and his wife. And I did not know that. That's my first time hearing it. And all I got to say is I just want to say thanks to Sheamus that, for his time in WWE. He's an amazing talent. Yeah, he did look stupid as hell with the hairstyle he had with the mohawk and the little twist on his beard and stuff like that. It's kind of hysterical. He looked horrendous with that look. I'm glad that he had that look that he has right now one final time before his news that he's not going to be returning to WWE or re-signing with WWE. So I wish him the best of luck. I'm always going to be a fan of his. If he shows up in the Independence, in New Jersey, New York, or in House of Glory, I will be there, and I will love to meet the man because, it is a shame for Pain, for the Lobster Head. He is charismatic. He's not a boxer head. So wish the best of luck for the man himself, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. Hopefully I see you in the Independence, man, and best of luck for this, man. Thank you.
Well, folks, that about wraps it up for this edition of the Zero Zensura. It's been great being back again after 4 months away from the airwaves, and now we're down to our last call. Last call, everyone. Yeah, it's the anniversary of the NWO as well, but here we are, and this is the last call. Don't forget to follow us on social media right there where you see it on the prompter. So pretty quickly, Mike Santana, I hope he gets a good break in WWE. He's to go to the WWE. If Sheamus decides to go all elite, because apparently Claudio Castagnoli is also working the mind of Tony Khan to bring him in, I just hope they treat him fairly as well. Sorry. And regarding Philly Phil, well, what can I say? At least he ended up the terror of Saiyajin. That's all I have to say about that. So hopefully they will be fine. But I'm going to wait up until SummerSlam, because if they take the belts out of Punk to give it back to Cody, then this whole thing is going to be worse than Sami Zayn's championship run. Dorian, last call.
So, today, 30-year anniversary in NWO. When you're NWO, you're NWO for life. If you're a New York Knicks fan, I'm going to say this. You remember what I would say, Knicks and 5. So, Santana, wherever it gets the opportunity, I'm hopefully that if they in WWE, hopefully they treat him right and give him opportunity that he should be well deserving. And for Sheamus, hope to see him down the road in Independence or anywhere in the wrestling convention and all. So, like I said, thank you for. By the way, I didn't know he lives in Jersey, so Hopefully I'll see him around there. And last but not least, I'm hopefully CM Punk hold the title and not to give it to Cody, because if they do this, all for Cody, it's the reason why people are going to get tired of him. So hopefully they do right for it and maybe hold it off for whatever time that they need it, and the right person to deserve it that never won the world title. That's all I got to say. Dragon, you're up.
All right. Well, just want to say thank you first and foremost for coming back to settle Censura. Also, thank you to, God rest your souls, to Hall and Hogan and Nash for making one the greatest wrestling stable created of all time. 30 years of the NWO, 30 years of the New World Order, and 30 years and forever to the end of time for life. And plus, also, 2 months ago, thank you for being here on YouTube for 20 years, after a year after YouTube's birth, 20 years as the Afro Dragon, 20 years of being the same guy, 20 years of being old school, and I will always be old school until I'm dead. Also, for today's topic, CM Punk, please, I hope he doesn't drop anybody else who is not a Rhodes or anybody else in any wrestling dynasty. For fuck's sakes, I hope not. Except one dynasty, which is, I hope, Braun Breaker, because, unfinished business, and hopefully either him or the family or somebody else. And I forgot to tell Hollywood in the beginning that, oh, wait, I wonder what's his reaction that since the Saiyajin became a Super Saiyan when he held the gold before he lost his power, just like Jin Kazama lost his double power in Tekken 8, because I know I'm a gamer too, so just like that. And also, Mike Santana, if he goes to WWE, let him go to AAA. I mean, I don't want him to get screwed up or fucked up in the main roster. I hope not. Maybe one and done in the main roster to wrestle, because he's an amazing talent. I'm a big fan of his, and I hope he goes really well. And as for last but not least, for Sheamus, I wish him the best of luck. If he goes to All Elite, well, they better treat him right. I hope he reunites with Claudio. I hope he doesn't force him to join the Death Riders, the plumber business, whatever you want to call it. But if he goes to independence before he goes to an actual promotion, then I'll be supporting him, and and I hope I see him in person around my next door, right, which is Jersey City, and say hello to him and maybe take a picture with him and maybe send it to Hollywood and also to Dorian, because now he lives next to my town. But yeah, wish the best of luck for Sheamus. It is a shame for Pain. I know, I like to say that, because I'm going to play that theme after we get off the air, because I love that theme song. I wish he bought the song, even though it's a WWE theme song. I wish he buys it and also has the rights for the Sheamus name, because I think Sheamus is not his real name, right? Because I know it's not his real name.
No.
So good.
But
He should keep that
with that name. And I think it was Sheamus.
Yeah, he should have that. He should buy that right for that name too, because I think he had that name in the independents before he went to WWE. So yeah, hopefully I can see him one day in the main roster. I mean, not in the roster. I mean, in independents. And best of luck for this guy, and also best of luck being a father. And I'm happy for him. And yeah, so thank you, Sheamus, and also thank you for the NWO for 30 years for life, and the After Dragon 20 years. And there's another 20 for me.
Final word from our ringside is Agustin. Thank you, my family. Good night, Mr. Hollywood. Braun Breaker, that's you. And Dorian. Well, thank you so much to everybody who was here, who left, and who are going to come back and watch after this session is over. You can rewind the tape and see it from the start. Don't forget to leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget one thing, boys and girls. Whether you like it or you don't like it, woo! You have no choice but to learn to love it, because it is the best damn thing that there is. 3 letters, 1 word. NWO for life. If you're not done with that, I got 3 words for you. You are cursed. See you all next Thursday. Goodbye.